I got a DM from Tiny Temper. I was really happy.
Oh, because you was wearing the thing.
Hey, man, got a DM from Tiny Temper.
Tell him to come on the podcast, innit?
Nah,
I know he won't. He won't do it.
But
you never know though.
he invited me down to his pop-up store. The pop-up store. No, he invited me down to something that's happening. He said, "Yo, bro, you in town?" I was like, "Yeah, I am." I want to go to 7IB. That was funny.
Yeah,
man.
don't kick me out this time. You went disturbing IB already.
But I got kicked out. I don't want to.
You got kicked out of the after party.
Yeah, I want there.
You want to go? You want to do the whole?
I want this to be a possibility. Hopefully, next time when I go, I'm gonna try and creep in and just stand in the corner, just by myself, just sipping tea or something. If he doesn't notice me after half an hour, 45 minutes, I feel like I'm in the game. But that one, first 5 minutes, mate, I was 1-0 down. So
yeah, I hear that. Do you reckon he'll come here though? I think he would.
I think it'd be good for him to come here.
I think he would.
Actually,
provided he doesn't say to us that we've got to do it in his front room.
I wouldn't feel comfortable doing that. No, not at all.
Nah, he's got to come here. Tiny, come here, man. Come chat to us and just come catch a vibe with us. Shout out to Charlesy, by the way, who listens quite regularly. I like Charlesy. He's a he's a hard worker. Actually,
I don't think he talks to me though. Well, he wasn't talking to me at one point.
Who?
Charlesy, yeah.
I think that might just be because he's quite quiet.
No, I don't think he was talking to me.
Fair play.
I can determine that from my tender age.
Let me go get this.
But you know what? Yeah, actually, while we're there,
sorry, one sec. Let me just reveal my t-shirt.
Oh my, you're such a hoe. He's such a hoe, you know. It's Tiny thing.
No way.
Yeah. I swear you wore that last time.
I'm Team Tiny. I wear it every day.
Yeah, I hear that. It's an everyday top.
Everyday t-shirt, cuz. I want to be the winning team, disturbing London. You keep making them hits. Nigga.
They got a good little team over there, though.
You told me that from early, fam.
They got a nice little vibe down there. And I tell you what, I really, really do like Dummy as a human being. Forget the business, yeah. But you know, there's just some people, just as human beings, you just like their aura. I've always just taken to him as a man.
Never done anything to me, bro.
Yeah,
Never done
him as a man, and G Fresh too. Like, forget the music thing. Just as a man, I just like G Fresh. I just think he's just a proper safe brother and a clued up don. And it doesn't even surprise me that he's actually got into management. Anyway, we've had some good conversations, just like on a not as interviews or anything like that. And he's told me some real, he's told me some real shit, man.
Do you know what he done one time? He phoned me in July when I was in United States doing some work, and he just started spitting some real talk to me about kids and the respect you should have for the mother of your kids. Okay. And I can't lie, I fucking needed that without even I didn't realise I needed it at the time. But G Fresh, man, I've never had to really had the opportunity to thank him, but that was some real talk from G Fresh.
You
and
know,
that's
like
twice.
Sometimes some people can just say a couple of things that just make you,
Even I think you was there for his mixtape when he done his last project, and he started speaking about the difficulty of being in a situation on the roads instead of being at the parents' evening for his kids. And Donnie really broke down, and that's 2 times I've seen someone be brutally honest. One on the phone, obviously, and that time in person, and I've just gone, fuck yeah, no, bruv. That is like unapologetically honest, and I proper appreciate that shit.
Yeah. He's a man who knows how to, especially in terms of investment and stuff like that. He knows how to deal with all of that, man.
Very well
you see
dressed.
some of the stuff that he shows on his Instagram, and it's to inspire. Do you get what I'm saying? It's not to show off. It's not a thing of when he was showing this little property thing that he's working on at the moment. After a while, after he Snapchatted some of it, he was just talking about how important it is to, if you get peas, how you can make your peas last for longer, and some of the things that you should think about putting your money in.
And he still looks good.
Yeah, of course.
So he's managing to look fly in expensive garms and still have the ability to make money as well.
Yeah.
Donnie's an inspiration.
Yeah, straight.
From time he was spitting in the cold on SBTV, like a lonely old lady, I love my cats. Yeah.
See, when it comes to punchlines as
for
well,
the cash.
you know, when it comes to punchlines, I was going to ask you about something. Did I make a note? I can't even remember. It will come to me in a bit. But see, when it comes to punchlines, fuck me, bro. That's what I was going to ask you. It's so random. This is so random.
It's all right.
Did you ever go to Eros?
In
Enfield?
Unfortunately, I did.
Do you know why I asked that?
Why?
I know it sounds so mad. The reason why I asked that
in the car park, yeah?
Yeah, no, not about fights or anything like that. But I was just listening to.
Because that's what I know.
It's only because I was listening to Bashy's mixtape, like his old one, the Chops mixtape.
Mitch was listening to it the other day as well.
And like he's got one tune on there. Remember the street song, Blinded by.
Yeah, it was
Blinded by the Lights or something like that.
And then he gets
He had
stabbed
his
in the
own
end.
version.
Oh, it was
Bashy
amazing.
had his own version of that, yeah. And then like he just randomly just mentioned, like wherever he was, and he said, like Master Steps on the decks. And then when I thought about that, I thought, oh yeah, I remember when Master Steps used to play at Eros enough times back in the day. Then I thought Eros was in your ends, kinda. Like not your ends, but
no, but I hear you, that's
London,
where everyone went
yeah?
to, yeah.
So I used to go there regular. Like, but I was thinking, if I ever went there back, because I didn't know you then.
I went there once.
Okay. Because I was thinking, if
fight.
I would have went there, surely I would have recognised you from them times there.
Yeah and no, I was very understated. I very kept myself to myself, but I was loud within my crowd. But I was always with like so much people who were always loud. I just sort of like, I'll give it to everyone. Yeah, shine. But yeah, it wasn't really my thing, man. There was a massive fight at the end of it. Mum and them were getting stabbed. Yeah. And Edmonton was Shanktown.
It started to get mad there still.
Again,
when I first used to go there though, it was nothing like that. Like, it used to be a proper vibe.
That's why I went. I heard it was buff girls.
Yeah.
All of that.
Listen, bare gal. And, like, I remember that was when I first started to know that there was a lot of, like, Mediterranean girls in North London. Because I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So when I used to go there, like, back then, there used to be bare Mediterranean girls there. There used to just be the vibe in there was Chris. It was just nice. The music was good. And then all of a sudden, bro, it just started to get mad
Gangster.
down there. Proper gangster. Before you know it now, man are getting punched up in there. Bare fights in the car park. I remember one time on a New Year's Eve, they like let about 200 people in, bearing in mind the capacity is like 1,000. And then they stopped letting people in because outside was just too mad. Before the thing had even started properly, man are out there almost chopping people's necks off.
Remember Coochie? Green.
Yeah.
See, that was really my thing.
What was it called before
on
Coochie?
a regular.
It was
KO.
KO.
I was in KO and Coochie on a regular. The amount of stories and things I've seen in that venue there.
That was the same thing though. After a while, that just started to turn mad gangster. One time when I left there, I'll never forget this. Yeah, I left there one time and a limo pulled up. And about 15 to 20 man jumped out of the limo, ready to just swing it out with bare people. I just thought, hold on a minute. The man them actually hired out a whole limo to go around this wherever they were going around, probably because they were probably from around there, to jump out and punch people up that were coming outside the KO. From then, I was like,
expect it. You wouldn't expect it. At least that is to me.
That's when I knew
very
that
well
North
orchestrated.
London was not ramping.
No,
a limo.
Do you know one of the worst things that happened? One time, imagine man's gone KO, and I've just seen my brethren getting battered across the road in Subway by the security. They've taken them to Subway, shut the doors, told the staff, don't worry, and smacked up these guys. And I'm looking through the window like Michael Jackson in Stranger in Moscow, just, how does it feel? It was raining, and I was just like, this is fucked. It's funny,
mad.
though.
Do you know what? That seems to be like one of the unfortunate things about going to a rave, or going to a place consistently that has a great vibe. Because after a while, no matter where it is, their problems seem to happen.
The niggas turn up, man.
Why is that though? But why though?
Because niggas want to have a good time, and I don't mean black people, I mean niggas. They want to have a good time, but they have got so much insecurities that they cloud with things like called respect and name, that unfortunately, before you know it, them insecurities are just getting into conflict. Why are you stepping on man's trainers for? Cause are you mad? Rare. Or you looking at man? Are you looking at man? For? Are you mad? Or I'm spending loads of money on drinks. Can we spend bare money? And what are you saying, fam? Trying to outspend man? The amount of arguments was so petty and stupid, and then it then materialized into something. So I've seen stabbing. I've seen everything in Coochie KO. Everything.
I think as well. Yeah. Just off that. I think that where some of the, because you kind of said it, but just in a different way to how I'm about to say it now, But I kind of feel that it went from the dance being nice, man them in there checking gal, music good, whatever, to a new set of man that were coming in there that wanted to have a good time and they wanted to kind of chat to gal, but their thing was more about men. It was more about men, but just in a different way. So, for example, going into the dance now, it's like, anyone who steps on my shoe, it's an issue. Anyone who chats to me or looks at me in a certain way, it's an issue. So now, this is more about the man than it is about the gal. So when those guys come to the dance now, and it's more about the man, it's a problem. It's big issues.
Because you know what? They would leave their house on some... If man try and chat shit, you know, man know what time it is. Like, that's their energy they leave the house with. And it's not just insecurity, it's just loads of different things which get them to that point. But when we used to leave the house, it was cuz, you know who's going to be there? That gal, you know, I'm thinking, what? Man can get the pin. Man can get the BB.
Pin? Oh my God!
Or sometimes man can get the MSN. I'm going to try and get something. Man get the number. MSN, it's mad. Like, that's the vibe we were on. So when we've gone there, everything we done was for the girls. Man used to go and buy drinks for girls and walk off. That was I used to do it from 19. I'm like, what drink do you want? Alright, cool. And not speak to you for the whole night. And knowing at the end of the night, you're going to be like, oh, thank you for that drink. Oh, nothing, man. If anything, I'm here on a regular, innit? Like, maybe catch up next time. I would treat it so normal. Before you know it, man, they've hit me up on MySpace now. Strong. We're going for a KFC. KFC was a big thing, back or a Pizza Hut. Maybe, I was out here.
Do you know what, I remember watching something time ago, and I don't, like, 100% agree with what the person said, but I got the sentiment, right?
What's that?
Because he was saying that he felt like, as an older man, he's in his 50s or whatever, and he was saying that he felt that his generation failed the younger generation, because he was saying almost the same thing as what I was saying, when we used to go out, yes, there used to be problems, there used to be fights and whatever occasionally, but it wasn't that deep. But he was like, when we used to go out, we used to put the shoes on, and the shoes used to be on, but they were for the women, because women used to look down at the shoes and know if your shoes were clean, you were taking care of yourself.
Come on,
man would put a belt on. Man would spray aftershave. All of these things were for the women. Yeah. Now he's saying, again, man are walking out with their batty hanging out of their trousers now. But that's not because of they're doing that for the women. They're doing that more so their brethren can say to them, you look hard. Do you get what I'm saying? Man's wearing this now. This is coming out. Man's doing all of this and that. But it's not for the women. But it's so that the brethren or so the man could say, you look hard.
That's one way of looking at it. The other way of looking at it, I agree with the
sentiment. I didn't agree with so much how he said it, but I agree with the sentiment.
I kind of look at it like this though. For example, now I love fashion, I love clothes, I love things like that, and I look to certain people for fashion, not advice, but like in terms of art, inspiration. Like ASAP's one of them. So I will go and buy something sometimes off the strength of ASAP, the way he drops them, like, oh, that's ill, and I'll go and get it. Because that's who I kind of look to when it comes to fashion. And that's who I look to when it comes to music. That's who I look to when it comes to art. Now, back in the day, some of the man them used to look up to would drop their jeans. So sometimes it's not even premeditated. Like, I'm just emulating what I respect and what I think is gangster. So it's not like I need someone beside me to go, that's cool. It's like, oh, what is that how their man wear their jeans? Oh, they're rude boys. I want to be a rude boy. Let me wear my jeans. It's almost like uniform. Do you understand where I'm coming from? So you haven't even thought to yourself, I want to impress my peers. It's like, that's the guy. I want to be the guy.
Yeah. I hear that still. But sometimes, I'm not going to lie, I do still look at some of these dons and think that, like, a lot of what you're doing is more for the man them. As opposed to it being for anyone. Or even as
watch
Poets Corner for yourself.
Watch Poets Corner, episode 2, Roadman thing, 2009.
Forget the girls. Forget the girls.
No, watch Poets Corner. Everyone that knows Poets Corner, watch Poets Corner, 2009. Like, I won't go into it, but you watch that. I said this years ago.
Okay.
Years ago. If you put it on Chuckie, you'll be in tears. Because I said it years ago, but I wouldn't phrase it the way I phrased it then now because... But yeah, I said it years ago.
9 years ago. Mad. But you know what? Even talking about clubs quickly, Giggs had a good rant today.
Oh.
And you know what? Oh. I've been having this conversation with
Did you throw
privately.
It in? Did you give it? Did you send it to me?
I put it in the group.
So why did I cuss you then on this page? What's wrong with me?
Yeah, I didn't know what. Like, that's what. Because hold on a minute. Giggs put the thing up. Then he's like, he killed Chuckie. I thought that. Do you know what? Yeah. When you said he killed Chuckie online, I thought, I'm reading it and I'm thinking, are you saying that he killed me, or are you saying that he killed full stop?
Yeah.
And then you're atting me in it.
I was being a wind up.
Oh, okay. Now, so anyway, for those who don't know, Giggs was on Instagram today, basically just saying, like, DJs need to just step their game up in that, because everybody's just playing the same shit or whatever, And like, I've been on the same opinion for time. Even at the end of the podcast last week, I don't know if you remember, I said that I tried to do this thing where, like, I would like get a bunch of the coolest DJs or the hottest DJs or whatever, and just kind of have a little environment where we just speak to each other and bounce some ideas and talk about like what we feel is proper sick, and just try to push it instead of, because remember and when I tried to do that, this was at the time when radio was a little bit more dominant, so they were able to force feed people what was good. Do you get what I'm saying? But I felt like at a time DJs used to be able to be the ones that would dictate like what was good, or you could go to a certain club and hear a certain DJ because you know he's going to play not just the regular stuff, but he's going to play something new tonight, or he's going to play, I don't know, something different, or he's got a certain style.
Skinny's really good at that. Huh? Skinny's like that. You're good at that as well.
Yeah. I always incorporate the sandwich mix all the time. The sandwich mix is when you flip in, play something safe, but then you fling in something that you think is sick, and if it doesn't work, then you've just got another tune that's just there to just, you get what I'm saying? That. But it's, bro, I'm not gonna lie, bruv. Like, I definitely feel like some of the not even some, I'm gonna go as far as saying 95% of the DJs that I hear right now are trash, bro. Seriously, wow. I will say that. I genuinely feel that way. And I feel that way because, for loads of different reasons. One, because of just this safe thing. Like, everyone's just trying to be mad. Like, when you go out, you hear the same thing over and over and over and over again. It's boring, bruv. There's certain places that you can go where you'll hear something a bit different. Like, when I went to Living Proof most recently, I started to hear a few things that were a bit different there.
But that's always the case at Living Proof.
Of course.
It's one of the reasons why you appreciate it so much.
Exactly. Like, when it comes to hip hop and that's probably the best place to go
100%.
in the UK for hip hop and R&B and that.
Shout out Snips,
shout out to Snips and that. And they do different little theme things as well. They did like an R&B thing the other day or whatnot, yeah. And there's like one or two other places. But other than that, bruv, don't you feel it though?
Me personally,
like, as a raver,
I'm not a raver anymore though. I'm not a raver anymore, but I do understand where you're coming from. But I think it's because of the market being oversaturated. I can look at it within my field. When I started doing the presenting personality thing, who was multifaceted and done loads of different things, I was a rare commodity. I was told it shouldn't happen. This is silly. Now it's not. You just go to every person's Instagram bio. They're not, fam, they remind me of them fucking butchers that also sell mobile phones on the side. Like, they just do so much different things, but it's now acceptable. And I think DJing is one of those things that everybody does right now. So it's not like an art form which is respected the way it was respected back in the day, where if you got into DJing, you got in for it for your own personal love. It's a reason to make more money now. It's like, do you know, if you people that know,
it's a way to be. It's a way to be a star and to be about you.
It's a way of paying less tax. If you put DJing on your fucking your form, as if to say, in terms of one of the many things in which you do, you can get money back for some of the music you spend. And everyone likes music. So, if I'm being totally honest with you, I just think the entry level into being a DJ is not difficult anymore. And most importantly, the reasons for people becoming DJs are so varied now.
Yeah.
So varied.
Whereas before, the majority, the one thing that most DJs had in common was a love for the music.
100%.
That's not there anymore, bro. I promise you that, like, it's like, I can have a conversation with someone who tells me that they're a DJ and they say that they play a certain type of music and they don't know nothing about what they're playing. Not one thing. They don't really know what's hot. They don't have an opinion on who they think, you know, like who they think is next. They don't have an opinion on what song they think could potentially blow. They don't know. Do you know how much times I have conversations with people about, can you just send me the top 10 this? Can you send me the top 20 that? That never used to be a thing back in it. You couldn't just send someone the top 20 nothing.
But I think DJing is but DJing is even more than that. It needs to be more than a love for music. I love music. I used to be a DJ when I was like 10 to 13 years old, and I realised that output of love for music is not for me. So I decided to walk away from it. And I think it's somebody like you, Chuckie, who epitomizes what a DJ is about, for me, understands the concept of love for music more than other people. Like, even I've got vinyls. I've got a bag of 45s, you know, a couple 32s as well, of loads of different great records that, fam, I'm in love with up until now. I was looking at some of my vinyls the other day, oh my God, bruv. Yeah, of course. At my dad's house, I used to go with him down to Hackney, Spitalfields Market, and there was a guy that had all the new vinyls. And this is when I was like 10 years old. Yeah. So I remember buying like Destiny's Child, Get Off the Bus. And it was off the Dr. Dolittle soundtrack, and but I remember buying so much. This is before CDs, and that's a deeper love. Man, I don't have that love now. We can access music so easily. Just put your phone up to the sky and use Shazam, and then Like, there's not.
But even even then, that's not even so much all of the problem. Some of the problem again is as well, and I'm not saying that you are. I'm just saying anyway. Some of the problem as well is that like you're getting man that are coming to a club and they just don't know how to. Bro, let me explain something to you, bro. Yeah. You see, like the way the DJ can structure the night can really make a night an amazing night. Okay. So if a DJ comes, say for example, a DJ comes from between 10 and 12, he's warming up because you know what? There's still people coming in.
Exactly.
Dance is kind of nice. You know what I mean? Warm it up a little bit. 12 to 1, still kind of warm up, but you're going into the section now where it's about to start turning up. Then you have that part now from like, let's just say, for example, 12:30 till 1, all the way, 12:30, 1, all the way towards maybe the half an hour before the end. Yeah. Turn up, vibe. Do you get what I'm saying?
Of course.
Last half an hour now, you can fling in the next little warm down or whatnot. People leave there thinking to themselves, right, this is cold. But you know what happens a lot of the time?
And that was one man back in the day, you know?
Yeah,
5 hours.
One man could do that. Yeah, exactly. Now you're having like, every DJ's playing for 1 hour, but in that 1 hour, they're playing for themselves. They're not thinking about the longevity of the night or people thinking about or people having a good time for that whole duration of the night. They're thinking, I'm going to come in, I don't care what time it is, I'm going to play the hottest shit straight away. So at 11 o'clock, you're getting man in there playing pretty much nearly everything that they think is just the hottest record. But the dance isn't ready for that yet. And that people don't understand, that can fuck the whole night up. Because you know what happens? See, you as a raver po, by the time it gets to 1 o'clock, you feel like, you get tired. You feel like, I've heard everything.
I agree.
I've heard everything. You know what? I'm going to bounce now.
It happened the other day. I'm not going to say where, because I don't want to like disrespect 100%. People, but it happened the other day where it's like, I've heard all the songs that I was gassed about hearing.
Early.
And it's like 1:30, so.
Before that, bruv. Before that, it was like 11:30.
Listen, Chuckie, I'm trying to be nice here.
I'm being honest. I saw you. I knew you was there, bro. It was up to like 11:30, bro.
Yeah, I know.
I'm hearing KMT. I'm hearing everything, bro.
I don't want to hear that then. I want to be on my, you know, that zone of drunk where you need to express it through music.
Yeah.
But you know what? It's not just the DJ nowadays. You got to take into consideration there's like six DJs. They've probably got like 6 bookings that night. They can't all have a conversation and figure what's going on. Maybe.
Let me tell you something. You're giving them an excuse because it's not hard to go.
Yeah, but if the first DJ fucks up the whole night of the set, that means
it's hard.
You can't. What can you do to salvage it?
That's where experience comes in, and that's where good DJs come in.
You're the guy for I know that.
I'm not. This is not about me. I'm just saying, like, as a raver, do you know what is so mad? Yeah, I went and I DJ'd in Newcastle that other day, Bar Novello. Yeah, shout out to Kenrick, by the way. The club is sick, and you know what is so mad? I'm playing in a place where, like, you know, like everyone's kind of come, they've all enjoying themselves or whatever. Yeah. And I've realized, like, the DJ that's playing before me, he's flexing, like, he's warming up, but he's like not playing regular stuff. Like, he's just playing some shit that I ain't heard for a little while or some new like some other vibes. And I'm like, right, what? I can flex in here. Yeah. Now I'm happy because I realize I'm in a club now where I can play new stuff. I can, you know what I mean? Anything that I feel is a vibe with my judgment, I can play. That's I know I can trust the crowd that it's going to be okay. In London, I feel like, I don't know whether it's because I'm going to take this away from the DJs now. Sometimes I feel the crowds can be shit. Because the moment you play something that they don't recognize, they want to stop dancing or they want to walk off.
But that's also to do with timing, like you said, because if you play something I don't recognize or I'm not familiar with or I don't associate with this time period very early, it's like when IMDb Shade first dropped, you couldn't play, like, what I knew about it.
That has to be played in context.
But do you understand where I'm coming from, though? Like, for example, if you go and play Shade in a particular crowd that are not familiar with that, they're going to sort of neglect it. But if you play it in the midst of, like what you said, one popular song, then a Shade, then another song after that when it first dropped, you're probably going to appreciate that song so much more. So I think it also has to do with the skill and the art of DJing, which is not a respected form of expression when it comes to love for music anymore. It is what you said, just bung all the hot songs together. So the actual art of DJing is lost. When you go to fucking Living Proof, Snips will do his famous, and I say famous because I look forward to it, Dipset set.
Oh yeah,
when Snips does it, I am gassed because it's like I'm not getting that anywhere else, and that's where Snips grows his USP, and that's why I've got such a love and admiration for him when he speaks about music, because it's coming from a place of love. Like my Donny loves music, he loves the art of DJing. When I speak to you, Chuckie, blood, you love the art of DJing. I can't even blame the consumer sometimes when I see the DJs. They don't even look like they're enjoying themselves. So this is already fucked up from the beginning.
That's the next thing. Like, this whole, I mean, it's maybe getting too technical when I start talking about the sync buttons and all of those things, yeah, but that's just another jarring thing. But you know what? I fully hear Giggs when he's saying that, man, like some of the DJs do need to step their game up. But he did mention as well, yeah, something about the mic men. Like some people need to hire a mic man. I don't always agree with that, because you've got some real shit mic men as well. This is another thing, bro. Sometimes people get so excited on the microphone. Yes, every minute now they're just screaming and like the other day, screaming, shouting, stopping the tune every second, stopping this, stopping that, shouting. Like, bro, please, like. This is something I hear on bro, let me tell you something. Enough times when I'm playing, yeah, I can host myself anyway. But when I'm playing, if I'm not hosting myself, I'm very funny about who touches my mic. Because I'm not having anyone just coming on screaming, shouting, stopping the tune. That is so
They've watched
annoying,
too many yard
bruv.
sets, fam. And obviously I understand in yard
there's an art to
works.
doing it. There's an art to doing it. And that's what I'm saying again. Yeah? Even then, like, the whole mentality of this whole thing has changed, because even then, yeah, when you were watching like some of the mic men from back in it, like say like that side of things, yeah, that culture where you've got the mic man toasting and he's hosting or whatever, there's an art. You watch them, man. And then when you're at home, even at home, sometimes you pretend, you run a little tune and you're just like, you're pretending like you're going to intro the next tune and how you're going to say things. Bro, people are just not doing. They're just going on the mic, bro, and just screaming and shouting everything, any and anything. Because again, it's not about the crowd for them. It's about them. They're making it all about themselves.
Also, though, I think it is a lot of what we said at the start. I think London lacks love.
Love?
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
I think at the start of every single situation with like or love has a smile, has a film of like you feel some warmth towards the situation. And when I go out in London, I don't think people love to be out. I think they feel they need to be out to keep up appearances for their Instagram and so on and so forth. That now becomes almost like an obligation. So after doing it one or two times, you can't smile after the 10th time. You don't really want to be there. It's all about, I need to meet some people so I can grow and do things. Then you got the DJs who are probably thinking the same thing. Here's my opportunity to play music in front of some really influential people who might book me again. Like, I don't know if they even love music. Like, if you love something, it's just natural. Like, I don't have to second guess anything I'm doing with my kids. I love them. They love me. It's just cool. It's relaxed. When I go out in these environments, everyone feels tense and there's no love within the room. So therefore, it just makes this really static, cold, I don't really want to smile. I'm going to act stush because I'm keeping up an appearance. And everyone has a misconception of how they're meant to be because they don't love what they're doing. Yeah. But when I go and hold my Vibber nights, which you've been to one of my Vibber nights, like, it's just a vibe. Like, we're just going to play music, we're going to drink, we're going to do all this. You don't have to dress a particular way. You don't have to act a particular way. We implement the soul of love from the moment you come in. And that's the most important thing to me and to us. And I think if more people start doing what they want to do, then we won't even encounter this problem. That's just an issue for me.
I go to different parts of the world in that, or even Europe, and I feel that London just like is dead in terms of club scene. Unless you're going to like a certain particular thing that isn't on regular. Yeah. Vibber nights is not regular. No. Living Proof is regular, but it's not every
regular.
week.
It's not regular at the same time.
Sometimes it's like you could be in a different country and you could come here and you could ask me, right, what's going on tonight? And I'll be like, yeah, you know what, go check Living Proof. Then I'll check and I'm like, do you know what, it's not on for another few weeks. And then they've left. So
and do you know why I know Living Proof's full of love as well? I'm in New York. Snips, where do I go to? Go to this. Similar people to Living Proof. I had a great time.
Yeah, exactly.
So he now becomes an individual that I can trust to ask purely because the reasons why he does it is full of love.
Yeah.
I don't think I can say that about a lot of people that DJ, a lot of people that claim they love music. I can't say that about a lot of people, but Do you know what it is? I don't even get upset. It's a part of life. You have to accept it.
I used to get upset, but now I don't get upset anymore.
It's not worth it.
I know that sometimes people ask me, oh, you know, like, can you, as a DJ, can you go out and enjoy yourself? I'm like, yeah. So even if I feel like the DJ's shit, I can still enjoy myself. Like, I'm not a person who goes out and sits there and just watches the DJ or anything like that. But there are times when I'll be honest and say that, like, I'll be enjoying myself and just trying to enjoy myself for that moment. But then there'll be certain things will happen, and I'll be like, I'll make sure that this doesn't happen when I'm playing. You know, there's just certain things where I'll just be like...
But it wouldn't happen, Chuckie.
You know, even then, like money pull-ups. You know, like, I love it. Like, yeah, money pull-ups, whatever, you can make an extra dough. But let me tell you something, yeah? After I rewind the tune twice, I ain't rewinding it again. Hold your money, because I got another banger. Because if every minute, yeah, you keep giving me money to rewind a tune, how much times have you been to a dance and they're throwing money at the DJ and the DJ stops the tune, then he stops it again, then he stops it again, then he stops. Now all the girls are just kind of like, and then, you know, it's just not the same. Give it twice. And then tell my man, there's been times where I've told, man's put money on the thing, I've said, take the money.
And you know what? I let you know he doesn't love money. Essentially, it's full of image, it's full of lust, it's full of all the superficial things in life we don't need. That's what the average party in London's like. It's the reason why I don't go out no more. I don't think I can enjoy myself in these environments, even if I tried. Because in order for me to enjoy myself in a particular environment that I've premeditated going to, there needs to be certain things in order to happen, because it's no longer about me. I can enjoy myself in my own company. I can sit at home and I'm cool. But when I go out, I'm relying on certain things. If I go to a football match to watch Arsenal, I'm relying on Arsenal winning for me to enjoy myself. If I go out, I'm relying on the DJ and the people there to create a good atmosphere. So when I come in, I'm like, yo, I can't just go. Some people are like, yeah, I can go out and have a good time anyway. I'm like, if you're having to try and have a good time, I don't think you're having a good time. A good time's not an effort, bro.
Of course.
When I meet you, Chuckie, we have a conversation, I have a great time. It's not like I have to do anything more to have a good time. Because man's just having a good time.
Yeah. And I feel like, for me personally, I think the DJ can contribute to people having an amazing time.
Totally agree.
But I just feel that a lot of DJs don't really care the same way. They don't care that same way. And I do feel that it's just very samey. Like, you go out sometimes and it's just the same shit all the time. No one's taking any type of risks. No one's particularly playing anything that they really love. They're just playing the top 20 stuff that they think is just going to get a forward all the time. And bro, it's boring to me, bro. In London anyway, I just feel sorry for the scene here at the moment. Like, I really, really do. And it's always tricky for me when people come to this country and they're in London and they're like, yeah, like, what's popping tonight? And it's like, I might even all have 5 bookings over the weekend. But you know what? I can't guarantee you
that they're popping.
Yeah, because you know what? Like, forget the fact that whether you think I'm a good DJ or not, even if you might enjoy my set for that period of time, I can't particularly guarantee you that after I've finished, that the night is going to carry on being the vibes. So I'm not going to... What can I do? All I can do is say to you, you know what? Maybe check out this place, but...
You can't really recommend...
I can't recommend nothing. I can't recommend nothing.
But it's the same thing as a festival. Like, the reason why I go festivals is because I like to hear new music. And that's the perfect opportunity to do it. And the loads of the people I spoke to back in the day, before my time that went to festivals, they said, oh, it's because we could find new music. It was like the way of finding new music from artists. And I go to a festival and some people are just there for Instagram and to go and take a look at one particular artist. And I'm thinking to myself, bro, if you love music, there's an opportunity to find a new musician. There's like 4 stages. There's like 5 artists per... That's like 20 different musicians. I'm not saying you're going to like them all, Chuckie, but there's an opportunity for you to like at least 2 new artists that you can go do a backlog. But people don't love music like that. They don't. Like, they just don't. Like, you need to understand, if you love something, whether it be your partner, whether it be your profession, there's just going to be times where you just don't enjoy it. Doesn't mean you don't love it, but... essentially, you're going to smile more times than you're upset. Otherwise, I question whether it's love or not.
Of course.
So, yeah, I just don't think most people love this shit.
I'm not a man who goes online or expresses every day how terrible I think. Because I just don't... It's not good energy. That's just not really what I'm not really... that's not my type of... That's not who I am as a person anyway.
You're cool,
but, like, with that being said, there is one thing that I don't do as well, which is... If I have in a conversation with someone who tells me that they're a DJ, usually within 10 minutes of the conversation, I get a good understanding of what you're in this thing for, and like how and what you actually stand for. And if I feel it, from my own judgment, if I feel that it's bollocks, then I just don't take part in the music conversation with you. I just listen. You can tell me your opinion on this, that, and whatever, but I just don't respect it. I don't respect your opinion. I don't respect you as a DJ. I think you're shit. But you know what? Yeah, like I'm not gonna walk around with that whole bag of energy and just promote that, because I just don't think it's productive. If you ask me my opinion, I will always give what I feel might help people in terms of like playing music to a crowd or whatever, and I'm by no means an absolute specialist. I still learn things all the time, but you know what, I love music and I love playing. I love the idea of going to a place and playing music that I love, and you know, seeing people enjoy themselves and stuff like that, and also trying to play something new. I love the idea of like going to a club and playing something and people coming up to me saying to me, rah, like, I've never heard this one in the club before, whatever. Amazing. That's a fulfilling feeling. But I just don't think people care about it too much. You got DJs, they ain't even using headphones anymore. They're just syncing the button, just looking at the screen. They're not nodding their head. They don't look like they're enjoying themselves. They like it literally, bro, it's a shambles. It's a disgrace, bro. Seriously, I go out sometimes, and I look at certain people and I think, you're an absolute disgrace.
I think you need to look at everyone involved in that situation, though. Like I said, the bouncer doesn't really want to be there. He gives you attitude. Like, there's just a continuous flow of energy from going out of people that just don't. The cab driver taking you there probably doesn't want to be a cabbie. He's just reminded that he's working at 11 o'clock whilst 3 pretty girls are going out, potentially to have a really good time. And he's thinking about himself, fucking hell, is this what I'm working for? And then that same energy is carried by the bouncer who's saying to you, oh, you ain't got no ID, you ain't getting in. Then you walk into the venue, and then it's like the person behind the bar just sitting there waiting for you to hand their card to. Like, there's such an influx of uncomfortable energy. I don't even know why anyone wants to go out more time. When I went to Brazil,
oh my God.
You don't understand. The guy behind the bar is having more of a vibe than me.
Raving. Yeah.
He's pouring he's like, yo, caipirinha.
Yeah, vibe.
I'm like, I said a double. You chicken, pussy, chicken. I'm like, is this the vibe? So now instantly, I'm coming away from the bar like, yo, and then everyone's vibing as well. Fam, Brazil's one of the best places I've been to rave.
I can't wait to go there.
Oh, Chuckie.
Last thing actually, that just reminds me. One time when I went to New York, right, I flipping... I can't even remember the club that we was in, but I remember walking in there, and then as I've walked in, I'm hearing like some old mad tune, I'm thinking, what the fuck's going on? Bearing in mind, there's a vibe in here. People are still vibing to it, so they're in the mix of a vibe. I'm coming in the mix of this vibe here, I didn't see the beginning shit. So all I'm hearing is this mad old tune. But then I've heard the DJ mixing a Biggie tune. Then I've realised, hold on a minute, he's just used the sample that this Biggie tune had, I'm like, nah, that's kind of cold. Then he's done it again. Then he's done it with the next tune. Then he's done it with the next tune. And I'm like, what this DJ's doing now is blowing my mind. And everyone's appreciating it because it's just a vibe in there.
Yeah.
The first thing I'm thinking is, could this work in London? I thought, nah, I don't think this could work in London. Purely because of some of the stuff that you just broke down. But
Trust
also
me.
The stuff as well of like, the moment that you do something that's unfamiliar as well.
Man, I'm unhappy, fam. They're in routine. Bro. Their routine is we leave, we get our Uber at 10:30, we get to the venue for 11:15, we're drunk by 11:45. Fucking hell, we're going home by 3:30. We're up again in the morning, we're back at work. Oh, I hate my job, I can't wait. Oh, fucking hell, man.